So we're going to start actually laying over a block, and I'm going to use some creative substitutes to open up our chest. So come down, lie on your back, and take your block or your blanket or pillow, whatever you're using, and lie over it. And if you have a block, you might want some additional support for your head. Start with knees bent, palms open, feet grounded. Now your choice tonight is to how your low back feels. You can heel toe your feet maybe out to the side and let your knees drop in. It'll give a little bit of an expansive feeling and decompression to your low back. You can also extend your legs if you want to fully release over your prop. And let your eyes come to close and let your body start to settle in the position that you've laid it in. Hi, Rufus. Yeah, you're in yoga tonight. Oh. Getting some dog kisses over here. And then lying here on the mat, start to gently seal your lips. Breathe in through your nose. Feel your ribs expand. And exhale. Feel your ribs draw back in as the breath leaves through both nostrils. Keeping your lips sealed. Again, inhale through your nose. And exhale. Keeping your eyes closed. Inhale. Feel the breath move through the third eye center and then down to the space of your heart. Feel your chest expand. Exhale. Feel the air drop down, out through the bottom of your spine. Whatever position you are in, the low back and the very base of the spine is rooted down onto the mat. You want to feel that rooting. Inhale through your nose. Let it wash through your mind, third eye center. Expand into your heart. Exhale, let it drop down and out your spine. Again, inhale through your nose. Draw it up into third eye center, into your chest. Expand, hold on full. Exhale, down and out through the base of your spine. Little clearing of the energy channels. And then you can sink back into a cadence of breathing in and out through your nose, Ujjayi. If your legs are extended, draw them back in, and if they're wide, bring them hip width distance apart. Slowly roll to one side of your mat, rolling off of your block, and then gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Yeah, all the animals tonight are very curious why I'm doing yoga here. Set your prop off to the side. We're going to move into Janu Sirsasana. You're going to take your right leg and extend it out long. And draw your left heel in. Then I can't do yoga with you, Rufus. You're just all over the place. You just want all the attention. All right. So start by grabbing hold of your left ankle, left foot, and sit up nice and tall. Keep extending out through your right leg. No, lay down. And if you need to, you can keep a gentle bend in that knee and even put a prop underneath it. Then you're going to start to drop your right forearm down to the inside. Extend your left arm up. And then let your ear drop towards your shoulder. Keep reaching out through your left fingertips. Press your right bottom grounded arm into your extended leg to open your chest. Do your best to let your neck release as you exhale. Imagine that you had a dog sitting on your hip on the left side, keeping that hip grounded. Maybe let the left fingertips drop back a little bit behind you. Gaze doesn't have to be up at those fingertips. Do whatever feels good and that you can feel a release in your neck. Breathe in, feel your chest expand and open. And exhale, pull your shoulder blades together and down your spine towards your grounded hips. Inhale again, expand through your left fingertips up, as though your left arm could get a little bit longer. Release your neck. Exhale, let that hand drop back behind you. Now, spin your palm towards your head. Thumb behind you, pinky forward. And start to reach your arm overhead towards your extended toes. Do your best not to let your chest get closed off or let that arm drop down. Instead, neck stays gentle and your chest stays open. Just arc up overhead. Energetically reach towards those toes with your left fingertips. Inhale. Now it's very important when you're reaching overhead to keep that left hip grounded, so that it doesn't rise up, but remains heavy and rooted into the earth. Inhale. Leading with your pinky finger, exhale and slice it across the horizon, so that that right hand ends up, or that left hand rather, ends up hovering over your left hip, pulling. And now really relax your neck, maybe rotate it a little bit down, a little bit up. Feeling where there is tightness in your side neck, just below your earlobe, and where you feel a place that's really tight, pause. Take a breath in and out. Slow down. Inhale. Exhale. Reach through those fingertips. Draw your spine back upright. And then use your left hand at the right hand at the very end to just gently guide your head back up over your spine. You animals, you're in my way. Now we're going to switch sides. You can stay facing the same side of your mat and extend now your left leg out to the left side. Oh, Lucas, could you move a little bit? Thank you. Draw your right heel in. And you too, kitty. Can you move a little bit? We need visuals. And you're going to grab hold of your ankle and the top of your foot. Sit up nice and tall. Again, you can put a little prop underneath your knee if you need to on your extended leg so that you feel like your hamstring is supported. Close your eyes. Just take 3 breaths here, keeping your spine long and extended. And then bring your left arm down to the inside of your extended left leg. Press into that and then start to extend your right arm up, opening in your chest. Reach with your right fingertips And let your left ear drop down towards your left shoulder. Maybe let your eyes come to close, or at least the lids get a little bit heavy. Press down through your right hip. Keep it grounded. Inhale, extend through your right fingertips. Relax your neck, and then let your right hand start to drop back a little bit behind you. So you're working here on finding that chest opening and keeping your leg grounded by pushing that bottom forearm in to spin, spiral open. And inhale, expand through your fingertips. Feel the front part of your body from collarbone to collarbone get a little bit wider. Exhale, feel your shoulder blades draw together on your back and pull down to the base of your spine. And take an inhale. And exhale. Letting again your lids be heavy or maybe closed. Feeling for the texture of your breath as it draws down your throat. Fills your lungs and expands in your chest. And feel for a deep rooting back down into the earth as you let that breath go. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Reach through those fingertips, spin your palm forward. So pinky is front, thumb is back. And then keeping that openness that you created in your chest, reach your arms overhead. Feel the muscles turn on in that right armpit as you reach over, relax your neck. Press more now into that bottom forearm to keep opening and spiraling your chest towards the ceiling. Inhale, relax your neck. Exhale. Leading with the pinky, inhale, start to slice your arm across the horizon, reaching your right fingertips over your right hip, pulling your fingertips as long as they will go. Letting your head be even heavier, and then gently rotating a little bit down and a little bit up to find those sticky spots. And maybe instead of stillness, maybe just that small movement and rotation is what you really need tonight. On your next inhale, slowly reach up, bend your left hand and use your fingertips to guide your neck back up over your spine. All right, then extending both legs, you're going to flip onto your belly. Bring your forearms down and untuck your toes so the tops of your feet press down. Press your hands down, lift your gaze up, Sphinx pose. Grip down fingertips into the mat and see if you can pull your chest forward. Keep your head gazing forward, level with the horizon, feet pressing down, hips heavy. Maybe feel your glutes working a little bit to keep your hips heavy. Take an inhale. Feel your chest pull forward and exhale. We're going to do that breath work again here. As you inhale through your nose, pull the breath up into third eye, and then feel it full and fill in the space of your heart, your chest. This time, as you exhale, let the breath and the energy drop down your spine and out the front of your pelvis, where it's grounded down into the mat. Hold briefly on empty, then begin again. Inhale, pull up through your nose to the space behind your forehead, and then let it pool in your chest. Feel your chest expand. Feel the capacity of your heart to grow a little bit more. Exhale, feel a heaviness in your pelvis as the energy drops down and out, back into the earth. One more time here. Inhale through your nose, up behind your forehead, and pull into the space of your heart. Pull your chest forward. And exhale. Let it drop down and out through the front of the pelvic bowl. Drop your gaze down. Press your fingertips down and your forearms down into the mat. Start to feel your hips gently rise. Tuck your toes, activate your legs, and lift up into forearm plank. Keep pulling the elbow tips towards each other so they don't slide out to the side. Grip your finger pads down and do your best to lower your hips enough so that you are not spiking in the hips, but keeping a long, straight spine. Feel a little rock forward and back on your toes. As you inhale, rock gently forward. And as you exhale, rocking gently back. So your shoulders shift behind your elbows. Feel the heat starting to build. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale back. And then start to move your knees out, wide, and set them down. Press back and long into child's pose. Forehead down onto the mat. Inhale. Exhale, imagine as though someone was gently pressing your hips down over your heels, or a little weight had been set on your low back. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, listening for the sound of your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lift your gaze. Inhale, come back forward, setting up in Sphinx pose. Pulling your forearms back forward so elbows are under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Gaze down between your wrists. And again, lift up into your forearm plank. Nice. Do your best to come back in, hips down. Shoulders a little bit forward over your elbows. Spread your fingers, grip them down into the mat, and pull your elbow tips towards each other. Feel as you pull your elbow tips towards each other and igniting all the way down the middle of your chest, as though you could suture all your ribs together, all the way down to your navel, to the 2 points of your hip. Turn on your core. Take a deep breath in. Drop your gaze back to your toes. Exhale. Inhale slowly and start to walk your feet in, coming into dolphin pose. Feet can get a little bit wider than hip width distance, and when you've reached the point where you can't walk those toes in any farther, exhale and press your forearms down. Reach your chest back. Keep a gentle bend in your knees. Inhale. Fill in now the back of your heart. Exhale. And focusing on the space behind the heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale through your nose. Draw the breath up to the very tip of your tailbone. And let it pool in the space behind your heart. Exhale. Let the air, the energy drop out now through the crown of your head. Inhale, take the breath up. Trace it up your spine to the very top, which is the base of your spine, and then let it pool behind your heart. let the energy dump out of the top of your head. One more time, inhale, nose up to the very tip of the hips. Pull in the space at the back of the heart. Exhale out the top of your head. Let your knees come down under your hips. Untuck your toes, walk your hands forward. Anahata Asana, heart melting pose. So elbows stay lifted, forehead comes down. Maybe walk your knees a little bit farther back so they're under your hips. Fingertips extended, and let your chest melt down towards the mat. Feel your shoulder blades gathering on your low back. Another inhale. And exhale. Let your elbow tips come down. Bring palms together. And then walk your elbow tips in. Make a prayer palms meeting. And then let your thumbs come back, finding the very back of your neck. Inhale. And exhale. Feel your heart melt down. Inhale, rise a little bit away from your mat. And exhale, release. Extend your arms. Lift your gaze. Inhale, come forward. Plant your hands down on the mat underneath your shoulders. And we're just going to take some circles. So shifting forward, over to the right, then back into the knees, and back around. So keeping a neutral spine. And spiraling and circling, maybe to close your eyes, is a really great way to release anxiety and stress, the hustle of the day, when things just seem to stack up and slip away. Out of control. So just letting yourself circle in a very organic fashion. And then start to slow your rotation. The weight is back in your hands, pause, and then do your rotation, you're circling in the opposite direction. Feeling the weight shift. Also though, feeling in here the repetition of the circle. You know where the weight is going to land next, but it acts almost like a reset button or an eraser. Letting go of stuff that gets stuck in our body, in our muscles, in our mind, and clearing and sweeping it out. Slowly arrive back at the front. More weight in both hands, and then tuck your toes. Lift up and press back into downward facing dog. Gripping your fingers down, take an inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lifting slightly, breathing into the space at the back of the heart. And then exhale, letting your heart drop a little bit closer to the mat. Look forward, inhale. And exhale, slowly walk your way to Uttanasana at the front of your mat. Drop 2 fists in between your feet so you have hip width distance, and then bend your knees. Rise up into Utkatasana, chair pose. Find a neutral tuck in your pelvis so that you feel your core turn on and helping to hold you up in this position, not, dropping out and letting your ribs flare. Sit a little bit down and back so the weight shifts into your feet, into your heels, and reach more through your arms. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, press to straight. Reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Draw your shoulders back. Drop your arms, inhale, lift up. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, pull your hands up your shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into plank. Roll forward, shoulders over wrists, inhale. Exhale, lower down halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana, not letting your shoulders dip lower than your elbows. Then pull your chest through, pressing down through your feet, upward facing dog. Feel your chest, your heart reach forward. Exhale, roll over your toes, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Bend your knee, exhale, come forward and plant your left foot by your left thumbs. Come into your lunge and then step your right foot a little bit forward, over to the right side, and draw the heel down towards midline, setting up for Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Set your left knee over your left heel. Start to reach your arms forward, and then inhale, come up. Pulling the right hip towards the front of your mat, so hips and shoulders are square. Press down and keep your right leg as strong as you can as you reach your arms up. Inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale, draw the left knee more forward. Take a deep breath in and out. Take your left hand, drop it down and around so that you bring it across your low back. Let your fingertips try and find the outside of your right hip or outside of the right leg, and then reach more through the right arm. Exalted warrior. Exhale, maybe start to lift your gaze up, making sure that you keep your core strong here. So as you anchor and ground through your feet, you find still a lift in your spine, in your chest. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down to the mat, lift your right heel and step back to plank. Again, I'm gonna walk us through upward facing dog. If you take a preference instead to cobra or the tuck-toed up dog variation, feel free to take that. Exhale, lower down chaturanga. Kick your toes back, inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, curling over your toes, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, take an inhale. Exhale, step your right foot forward by your right thumb. Pull your chest forward. Then step the left foot a little bit in and a little bit out. Ground the heel into midline. Sweep the arms forward and up, coming into Virabhadrasana 1. Lift your gaze up, reach through the fingertips, and pull that right knee a little bit more forward and long. Notice if you're starting to open a little bit to the left, try pressing more through that left leg. Keep it as strong as you can to move the weight a little bit more forward into that front right foot. Now drop the right arm down, cross the low back, work the fingertips across to find the outer left hip. Maybe you just get a good handful of glute. That's always fun. Reach through the left hand and up. Maybe gaze pulls up as well. Keep the core pulling in. Take an inhale and exhale. Feel an openness as that right shoulder draws back. Again, inhale. And exhale, release both arms up. And then cartwheel both hands down. Lift the left heel, step back into plank, inhale. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Kick your toes back. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Relax your neck. Take a breath here in your down dog. And exhale, let your heels drop down. Lift your gaze to your hands. Drop your elbow tips down to hover and then pull them in towards each other. So you feel the muscles along your side body, the side of your heart, turn on. As though there was a line of energy from your armpits all the way to the side of your hips. Keep pulling your elbow tips. See if you can hover them a little bit closer to the mat. Take another inhale. And then exhale, bring your knees down. Walk your hands forward, Anahata Asana a second time. Either forehead down, elbows stay lifted. Or if you'd like, you can lower chin, chest down at the same time. Gaze is up towards your thumbs. Inhale. And exhale. And breath in and out. Slowly come forward, pull your hands in under your shoulder. Tuck your toes and press back, finding your downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your left leg up and high. Exhale, come forward, step your left foot by your left thumb. Again, draw your chest forward. Lower the right knee down, press the top of your right foot down, and inhale, lift both arms up into Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Now, you might want your blocks here, so if your blocks are far away, feel free to come down, find them, and then lift back up. I'm going to drop the left hand down, right outside the left hip, and reach the right arm up overhead. So you might feel good to have a block underneath that left hand. You can also bring the left hand to the hip. Breathe in now into that space on the right side of the heart. So really trying to bisect the direction of the low body. So low body is moving long ways on the mat, and then you're moving perpendicular with the arms, the head, the torso. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bring both arms straight up. Keep your gaze forward, tuck your back toes under, and slowly press up into your high lunge, keeping your right heel lifted. Take an inhale. Exhale, open up farther into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 position. Work on, and actually let's just all drop our hands down to our hips. And then bring your left hand to the inside of your left thigh. Manually, just guide that fascia open. You can even bring both hands and get a good grip on your thigh and just an external rotation in that upper leg. You set that in place, don't move. Now bring your right hand back to your hip and then just guide that hip open too. Don't let that front leg move. From here, extend your arms out. Press down through your feet. Take an inhale. And exhale. Again, deep breath in. And out. And your next inhale will pull the left arm away from the front into a reverse warrior. Trying again our best not to move the legs that we've set up, not to shift in our foundation. So your right ear drop to your right shoulder. Take a deep breath in, opening up now on the left side body. And out. Inhale, come back forward. Reach both arms out in opposite directions. And we're going to move into extended side angle. Start by taking the left elbow just above the left knee, sweeping the right arm across. And now reach the right arm straight up, just like we did in Janu Shirshasana. Look up at those fingertips. You're going to rotate thumb back. So now the palm is facing behind you and the back of the hand is facing the front or the side that you are. Bend your elbow, taking a half bind. You can press the back of your hand into your low back. Maybe reach down, find the top of your pants, or fingertips can sometimes nestle around into the crook right by your elbow, or right by your hip rather. And let your left ear drop towards your left shoulder and keep working that right shoulder back. Inhale, press down through your feet, lift that energy up. And exhale, draw your right shoulder back. Deep breath in and out. More time. Inhale. It's a sticky pose. And out. Slowly release that half bind. Reach the right arm back up. And then bring the right hand to the right hip. Start to let the left hand drop down. Again, you might want a block underneath that left hand. You're going to move it to the outside of the left foot. And then lift the right heel up. Moving into half moon pose, you're going to walk your left fingertips forward and lift that right leg. Press down with your right fingertips or right palm into the block, or left hand into the block. And with your right hand, find your right hip and gently guide it up so it stacks over the left. Keep pressing through your extended right leg, horizontal, and then extend the right arm up. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Press strongly through your standing leg. You can have a little bend there so that you can make some micro adjustments. If you'd like to, you can take that half bind again, pressing the back of your hand into your low back, helping to guide your right shoulder up. You have that half bind, release, extend your right arm up, extend it overhead, and then bring it down to the mat. Both fingertips down to the mat or the block. And now close off that hip. So you feel the right hip coming down, your low back leveling out. Right toes are now pressed and flexed, so they're pointing towards the mat. Bend your left knee, your front knee, and step your right foot back. Draw your hands back. Again, you can take the blocks with you, and then start to press your left leg back to straight, coming into pyramid pose. Rebend in the left knee. Find your ribs and your left thigh connected, and then exhale, draw back, pulling the left hip point back. One more time. Inhale, come forward, thigh to ribs, and then exhale, shift back. This time holding for a couple of breaths. Press down through your feet. Inhale. Feel the energy pull up to the apex of your hips. And then exhale, releasing down and out through the top of your head as you drape over that left leg. Press down through your feet. Inhale. Pull the energy back up to the apex of your hips. Exhale, release in your chest. One more time. Inhale. Pull up, draw the left femur head back. And exhale. And slowly rebend your left knee, plant your hands, step back into plank. Take an inhale in plank. And then either cobra up dog or top-toed up dog. You can also move straight back into down dog if you'd like. And here, inhale, draw the right leg up. And exhale, step the right foot forward by the right foot, or right hand. And draw your knee forward. And then gently lower the left knee down, top of the left foot down. Inhale, pull both of your arms up into a low lunge. Gaze forward. And then take the right hand down to the right side, then either right hip, block, or fingertips down to the mat. Reach across with your left hand to your right ear, drop towards your right shoulder. So the upper body is bisecting the lower body. You feel a big stretch all the way into the left side of the heart. From that left hip point up into the left armpit and through your fingers. And inhale, slowly pull up, back into your low lunge. Gaze forward at something that's not moving. Tuck your back toes under. And then pressing through your feet, lift that left knee up off the ground, high lunge. Take a deep breath in and out. Lift your left heel, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, open up further, Virabhadrasana 2. So heel to arch alignment, and then drop your hands down. We're going to do that same manual adjustment in our legs. So you're going to take both hands around the left thigh, and just gently open it out, lifting the inner thigh up, gently pressing the outer quad down. Keep knee over ankle, set that in place, and then move your left hand to your left hip and gently draw that back. Reach out through both arms into your Virabhadrasana 2 without changing your foundation. Take an inhale and exhale. Inhale through your nose and exhale. This time, deep breath in, reverse warrior, not letting your right knee move or pressing out of the lunge, but instead committing to the depth, and pull the right fingertips up the right side long. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back through warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle, letting the right elbow come just above the knee, sweeping the left arm up, starting with the left arm at a diagonal. So it's a long line of energy from the left foot out through the left fingertips, keeping the chest open. And inhale, pull the left hand up. And again, rotate it so your thumb is pointing towards your foot, pinky towards your head. Bend your elbow and press the back of your hand into your low back, or maybe work those fingertips around, finding the top of your pants or finding your hip crease. Pull the left shoulder back, relax your right ear down to the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Deep breath in. Pushing into that tightness of the bind, right? And out, feeling a little bit of release. Release the half bind. Start by extending the left hand up. And then exhale, bring it down to the left hip. Move your gaze down. Slip your right hand down and finding a block, if you'd like. You want that block to be on the outside of the right foot. As you start to lift the left heel and draw it forward, move the right hand forward, still to the outside, off the pinky toe edge, and then start to use your left hand to stack the left hip on top of the right. Press through your left leg and then extend the left arm up towards the ceiling. Ardha Chandrasana. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, pressing through your bottom foot, extending through your left fingertips. And exhale. One time, deep breath in and out. And start to reach your left arm overhead, rotating it all the way back down to the mat, and then letting your left hip drop down. So now your legs are squaring your hip, and feel a flatness across your low back. Flex your left toes. Start to bend the right knee and set your left foot back. So you have still hip width distance apart between your legs. Inhale in your lunge. And then exhale, pull that right leg towards straight into pyramid pose. Again, keeping the blocks with you if you'd like. Inhale forward into your lunge. And exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Last time with movement. Inhale forward. Exhale back and hold your pyramid pose. Drawing the right femur head up and back. Letting your torso release. Press down to your feet. Inhale, draw the breath up both legs to the apex of your hips. And exhale down and out through the crown of your head. Inhale, pull the energy up into the hips. Exhale down and out through the crown of your head. Last breath, inhale. Up to the hips. And exhale down and out through the crown of your head. Slowly bend the right leg. Bring both hands down to the mat. Step back into plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Your breath here in your down dog. And then exhale, slowly lower both knees down to the mat and come to sit back on your heels. All right, so this is the part of the class where we're going to move to the wall. And, I actually don't have a great wall space here, which is kind of funny. Let's move this little plant out of the way. All right, so we 2 weeks ago did, or not 2 weeks ago, I was in Croatia then. 3 weeks ago, 2 classes ago, did Pincha Mayurasana at the wall. And so we are going to revisit that. Now, if you do not want to kick up into Pincha Mayurasana, you can do L handstand at the wall. And I'm going to actually take the camera and move it a little bit around for us here. Ooh, let's see. All right, that's a good view. Except for you, little plant, you're in the way. All right. So quick demonstration of L handstand, if that is what you want to take tonight. You'll line up like this. Elbows under shoulders, knees and hips aligned, tuck, and then step, feet hip height off the wall so that your hips and forearms stack. This is going to allow you to build strength in your shoulders and in your arms to hold Pincha Mayurasana or forearm balance. If you'd like to work into the kicking up variation, you can use your block and have your block as an anchor underneath your hands. Otherwise, hands stay shoulder width distance apart, fingers spread, and you want to be pulled back slightly from the wall. So I like to give myself a couple inches in front of my fingertips. And then gazing back to your knees, tuck toes, lift up, and walk your feet in. From here in your dolphin pose facing the wall, you'll lift one leg, keep that leg super straight, rock forward onto your toes, bend your knee, and then kick up. Finding the wall, press through the forearm, and then you can stay both heels on the wall or play with moving one, maybe a second off the wall. So yogi's choice, you'd like to work in the L forearm balance. So L being feet and then hips, elbows stacked, or the kicking up variation. We've done a lot of opening in our hamstrings, so it should feel pretty warm for this. And then as you get up, so come to whatever variation you're going to do. You're kicking up on the bottom of your exhale. So when you find yourself in your L handstand at the wall or your Pincha Mayurasana, press through your forearms, inhale, and now feel an expansion and a turning on front, back, side, side, around the heart. You should feel that serratus anterior, or those muscles from armpit to side of your hip points, working here as you press through your forearms. When you're done, come into a child's pose on the mat. Knees can be together. or wide, whatever feels good. Allow your forehead to rest down. Breathing slowly in and out through your nose. Letting your energy come back down and in. Slowly slide forward onto your belly. Bring your forearms forward, stack your palms, elbows out wide, and let your forehead come down onto your stacked hands. Let your legs completely relax so that heels even drop out to the side. Noticing the rise and fall of your breath through your belly. And slowly lift your head up and slide your right arm out to the right side, teeing your arm. Gaze away from it. Bring your right hand underneath your right elbow. Gently roll onto the left side, lifting the right leg up, coming into a prone shoulder stretch. It's also sometimes called scorpion. Roll back onto your belly, set your right arm down, teeing it off. So the upper arm biceps come directly out from your shoulder, and then gaze away. Press your left palm down into the ground, roll onto the right side, and bring your left leg up and over. One more time each side, rolling back through center, left arm teed out, rolling onto the left side, right leg bent. And then back into center, right arm down, rolling onto the right side. And slowly come back into center. Bring your hands under your shoulders and gently press yourself up into a seat. Draw your hands together to heart center. Inhale, pull your thumbs up to third eye center. Be curious. Follow your bliss. Namaste.